Welcome to an episode of Shorts. Laugh with me, a podcast with Jeremy Odem. I'm your host, J.O. We've got a great clip from an episode from December of 2024 with stand-up comedian Jake Silberman. You might know him from the New York scene. You might know him from the Portland, Oregon scene. Heck, you might even know him from the Minneapolis, Minnesota scene. He's been all over the place and released a brand new special at the end of 2024 called Jake Silberman Live from Portland. We had a great talk about filming the special, working as a stand-up in New York City, and traveling the country living in a van. And turns out we have an O.J. Simpson connection. So you should go back and listen to that episode if you haven't already. It's called Jake Silberman. We've got a short from it that we're gonna have for you here, a little teaser, if you will, from Jake at the end of this. But right before I was hit record, I'm scrolling, right? Everybody's scrolling their phone. Here's how you can tell it's getting hot outside. It's July. We're hitting what I think we're in the dog days, right? This is the dog days of summer. Some people have told me, no, J.O., it's August. It's September. That's the dog days. When it's too hot to handle yourself, to me, that's the damn dog days. Well, if you're taking the clips, the viral clips going out right now, it's the dog days, baby. This is from a golf course. I'm going to play the audio. I'm going to describe what you're seeing. If you're on Twitter right now, I'm sure you've seen this clip. Like, it is literally everywhere. I guess this guy, he was slow. And the group behind him, not too happy. I mean, when you're out just trying to have a nice day of golf with the boys, you got to move it along. I mean, I get it. Take your time, enjoy the pace, but you got to move it along. Or let the crew behind you go ahead of you. That's appropriate as well. In fact, I've done that many a times just for the sake of they're better golfers than me. So it's going to take me a bit. That's okay. Well, this guy didn't like that. So I'm going to play this clip.
You guys need to get off the golf course.
Yeah, we will, man.
No, now.
That guy, let's fucking go. He's the guy that's being slow, and he's ready to fight. That's how you can tell it's getting hot out.
You're not scared.
Why are you fighting on the golf course? Oh, then he lunges.
Come on, man.
At another big guy.
Hey.
From the group behind him.
Off to a good start, buddy. I fucking told you. Man, leave him alone.
That guy tosses him.
The
The guy from the group behind him. Let me pause. He threw the slow guy into the pond. He just grabs a hold of him by the shirt, by the shoulders there, and just tosses him through the weeds into the pond. Now he's coming back out of the pond. He's ready to roll, and then hear the bangs.
Hey, fucking go, guys.
You hear the bangs. Every time you hear bang, it's the big guy from the crew behind him throwing a punch, and every single one is landing.
Leave him alone. Hey, leave him alone, man. I wish you go back, you fucking moron.
Here we go.
Hey, bang! Come on, man. I'm not trying to get in there. Fuck. Enough!
No more.
Enough! Get out!
Who yells bang?
Hey.
And then one more toss. You can hear it. Here, I gotta replay that. You gotta hear. You hear him get tossed.
Enough! Are you still cheering on you? Enough!
Hold on.
Get out!
His friend's just talking.
Hey. Enough!
He just gets tossed to the ground. The bangs. That's what does it for me. That's how you know it's hot out right now in July. You got guys out here throwing punches and yelling bang with every connection. That poor guy. No fights on the golf course. And I don't know where this video was recorded. And frankly, I don't care. I want to know that my golf course that I go to is safe. I just rather think that it's safe. If it's not safe, I don't want to know. I just want to handle myself in a safe manner and hope I don't get a couple of bangs along the way on hole 7. You know what I'm saying? We got Jake Silberman. Okay, he came on the show middle of December of 2024. We had an awesome discussion. He was promoting the new album, Jake Silberman Live from Portland. You can find it on YouTube. It's awesome. Laughs from beginning to end. And you can find him all over the country. I mean, look him up. He is currently on tour. So, Jake Silberman, we had a great talk actually about social media and comedians. It's just kind of how the landscape's changed, especially in the last probably 5 years. A lot of people aren't going through the grind, right? Going clubs every night and open mics and whatnot. And you're just getting viral on social media, and then suddenly you're booking shows. So it was really interesting, and Jake's got a very unique perspective because he's kind of from the old school who's now living the new school and just trying to navigate that. But anyway, Jake Silberman, remember, go back and find the episode. Go back and find the episode from December. Listen to the whole thing, but here's a clip.
I started, in my first few years of comedy, the older comics would tell me, like, YouTube was around, but they would, like, don't ever put any material online. Like, you're saving all your jokes for an album, like an audio album. Like, right. I literally, like, this is like dinosaur stuff now, Like, This doesn't even, this makes no sense to a new comic or a comic who started, like, in your era where, like, a few years ago. Like, but the advice back in the day was, like, don't ever release anything until it's, like, your album. And so I was kind of on this weird, like border of, like, kind of one foot in the old world and one foot in the new, because I was a few years in when, like, people started getting Instagram, and, like, I had an Instagram for a bit, and then I deleted it, and I finally got one for, like, comedy back just in 2019, so not even that, like, long ago, really. And it's completely changed since I started, of, like, actually now the philosophy is put everything you almost ever do immediately online. Like, the special, like the thing I just did, is kind of like, it's very accessible to everyone because everybody now has a camera and you can just film a set and that's the special. And it's almost like you almost do the special because then you can clip it up and put it on social media. So it's like, it's very weird because the whole point of the special is to kind of show people, like, this is like a body of work. I can do this time. I can be a headliner or whatever. And now it's like, mine was 32 minutes because it's like, why would I put an hour out? Like, who's going to watch my hour? So you got to, like, kind of decide, like, what the masses are even ready for from you as an artist or you as a comedian. Like, well, who are you? Jake Silberman is a nobody. So it's like, why would we watch an hour? But you give him a half an hour, maybe, like, okay, like, I'll take a chance on this. I'll watch 10 minutes of this random guy. So there's all these other things now that have happened since I started, and social media is this huge thing. And, like, it's like a lot of things. It's good and bad, like, I don't like the total basically monopoly it has on comedy now. I think it's changed comedians and it's changed comedy in a way that's, like, not really the greatest for the art form. I don't think it's great that everything just needs to be online for it to be valid as comedy now, like, it's just like, so many people are doing shows and you can tell that they're doing it for the camera and not the audience,
They're playing for clips. Like, they just want to play to the clip. Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't think it's good for comedians' development. And I don't think it really, like, comedy, people, like, who start comedy, or, like, not even start, but, like, I guess, comedians, let's say, they have a memory of, like, seeing their first comedy show and being, like, kind of intoxicated by it. Mm-hmm. Online social media does not capture that. It just can't. It cannot capture the feeling of being in the room when you're just watching a clip on your phone. So I think it's, like, giving the audience who come to comedy now a whole different vibe, because when you're in a room where comedy is being performed, like, there's a feeling to it. There's, like, a visceralness to it. Like, you're part of a group. It's not an isolated experience that you're watching alone in your bedroom, So it's completely, like, divorced what the art form is, which is for a live audience, to this, like, new, like, thing. But it has given people careers. Some of them are funny. Some of them are not. And that's unfortunate to some of the people who aren't that funny or who are kind of hacky or just kind of, like, just blasting the algorithm over and over again are getting fans. But, like, I don't know. It's a weird tug of war because every comedian has had this conversation thousands of times. Like, do you post more? Should you just post less? What should you post? When should you post? And I think it's made comedy hangs bad because a lot of hangs used to be like just goofing around and throwing bits around and just busting balls. And now it's like, God, I mean, the amount of times I'm at like a hang and it's like talks about posting, I'm just like, what the fuck are we talking about right now? We're talking about posting, dude? Like, this sucks.
We're supposed to be making each other laugh. Like, that's that's the deal. Like, that's the best.
I mean, I was with some comics the other day, and like I just kind of let it be because they're my friends, but like, so I didn't say anything, but you know, one of them was like, dude, I'm getting really into posting again. And I just wanted to be like, dude, that's the lamest sentence I've ever heard a comic say. It's like, I'm getting really into posting again. But you just have to kind of be like, I get it, you know, like all three of those comics were ahead of me in a career-wise because they have bigger social media followings. And that is also weird because it creates this weird dynamic of like authenticity based on this like number, you know, which is odd. You're just like, the respect or what you should be judging people on in comedy is like who's the funniest or who's getting better or who's working the hardest or who's writing the best jokes, not this number attached to this profile online and like what that means you deserve or what that means you get. But it is the world we live in. So it's like kind of like I think every comic has this like battle with how far do I want to go into it? You know, some comics are like, you find some comics who have no social media following, you know, like they don't do anything and they're really funny. And then you have some who have 100, 200, 300,000 and they're fine or whatever. Like maybe they're good, maybe they're not, but like they've decided like, nope, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to make.
That's my friend Jake Silberman. You can find him everywhere. He's been spending most of the summer in Minneapolis, actually. So if you live in the Minnesota area, you know, if you live in the area of the state of Minnesota, go check him out. But I know he's living in New York and finding himself in Portland quite a bit too, because that's where he's from. But find him, go see him. Hilarious. Make sure you watch the special. Jake Silberman, live from Portland. Thanks for listening.